A very good morning to all our Sports Today family members. And yes, today is the middle of the week, but the IPL action just continues in its intensity. After Gujarat Titans registered their first victory against the Mumbai Indians in the IPL, today it is going to be Kolkata Knight Riders versus Royal Challengers Bangalore. RCB will really be looking to take revenge for their horrible loss that they had at the Eden Gardens by beating an already deflated Kolkata Knight Riders at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. It'll be a very interesting clash because RCB will have to win in order to ensure they stay in touch for that top four spot. Kolkata Knight Riders, on the other hand, four consecutive defeats, and it's not looking good for them in this IPL season. However, there are some lot of interesting side action that has taken place prior to the IPL. Remember, yesterday the ICC World Test Championship final India squad was announced, and there were some surprises. I'll come to that a little later. But there is a very interesting development on Rishabh Pant's availability. We all want to know, when is Rishabh Pant going to be back onto the cricketing field? Remember, in one of the Delhi Capitals games, Rishabh Pant was walking around with crutches, and many people believe that he is recovering much quicker than anticipated. However, if certain sources and certain reports are to be believed, Rishabh Pant is not going to be available for the entire of 2023, because even after it will take him at least 2 to 3 weeks or maybe 3 to 4 weeks in order to even ensure he does not walk without the help of crutches. After that, it will take him close to 8 to 10 weeks just to ensure his wounds are healed, and then a further 7 to 8 weeks in order to get cricket ready, which means in all certainty we can confirm that Rishabh Pant is out even for the 2023 ODI World Cup. There is a hope, there is a faint glimmer of hope that Rishabh Pant will be available at least from the start of 2024. Remember, even 2024 is a very important year because it is a it's a World T20 year. And in that, India will be hoping that they can put up a better show in the T20 World Cup in the West Indies. But for the moment, it is all but certain that Rishabh Pant is not going to play either the Asia Cup or the ODI World Cup. This is the news that has almost been confirmed at this point in time, because Rishabh Pant's injury and his cricket readiness, after getting free from the crutches, he'll have to be cricket ready also. That will take him close to 6 to 7 months. And that means he is all but ruled out of the World Cup as well. So we hope and we pray that Rishabh Pant can finally make it back to the Indian cricket team in January or February of 2024. But this entire of 2023, it's not possible for Rishabh Pant to step onto the cricketing field, because although his injuries are healing faster, but the match fitness, the cricket fitness, every single thing, Rishabh Pant will take at least 6 to 7 months. And so that means he's out of the ODI World Cup as well. On the sidelines of the World Test Championship final, we saw that there were certain inclusions which were not that surprising. For example, Ajinkya Rahane making a comeback into the Indian cricket team. Remember, he had last played in 2021, but then since then the rope ended, and Ajinkya Rahane now is back after some stellar performances in the domestic circuit and in the IPL as well. Remember, he's been in fantastic form for Chennai Super Kings in the IPL, but prior to that, he had a very good domestic season in the IPL, in the Dulip Trophy as well as in the Ranji Trophy. He had a significant run in that as well. His confidence while playing spin is what is standing out here. He's in that zone, he's in that confidence, and that is why now Rahane is back, and one hopes that he can live up to the potential and give India that one title that eluded them in 2021, and that was the World Test Championship final. However, there is a very interesting suggestion that former India skipper Sunil Gavaskar has given to the current Indian cricket team skipper. Sunil Gavaskar has advised Rohit Sharma to take a break from the IPL and be ready for the World Test Championship final. He believes that since Mumbai Indians unfortunately, may not go into the knockouts, perhaps it's better for Rohit Sharma to just take a break, focus on the World Test Championship final, and then come out all guns blazing. That's a very interesting suggestion that one of the former India captains has given to Rohit Sharma, because traditionally you look at it, no Indian player misses the IPL on a regular basis. Yes, if he's injured, he does miss it. But apart from that, in order to get ready for a major tournament, he rarely misses an opportunity to be in the IPL. But do you think that advice is valid? I asked our family members, is Sunil Gavaskar's advice valid that he should take a break from the IPL and then focus on the World Test Championship final? Because Mumbai Indians are not in such a good position. Is it worth for Rohit Sharma to put in his all in until May 21 for all the 14 games? And on top of that, the break that is there, the IPL gets over on May 28th. After that, just 9 days remain for the World Test Championship final. Remember, June 7th to June 11th. June 12th is a reserve day. Is it worth giving Rohit Sharma a break for the IPL? Because at one point in time, look, the BCCI as well as senior members of the Indian cricket team will have to ensure that they go to England in batches. Whichever team does not make it to the playoffs, he will go to England and then acclimatize and be prepared for the World Test Championship final, because this is a very important match that India will be playing. For all these years, close to 10 years of heartache, you will finally ensure that maybe this step could give India the World Test Championship final. Remember, Australia is a very strong team, and most of their players are not playing in the IPL. The exception is Josh Hazelwood. Maybe he could be back for the second half of the IPL, but whether he does, that is a different question altogether. Whether Cricket Australia gives him the green signal to participate in the IPL for the future, because he is with the Royal Challengers Bangalore, but whether he will play in the IPL, it remains to be seen. So India have a very tricky situation when it comes to the ICC World Test Championship final. Whether all the players go in batches from the respective teams who do not make it to the knockouts, or do they play the entirety of the IPL? That is one major bone of contention that is there. And Sunil Gavaskar's point may be valid, but will the Indian players heed that advice? And will Rohit Sharma heed that advice? Because he will want to ensure Mumbai Indians are in the knockout stages come whatever may. That is one situation. Second, if he wants to get some game time, maybe this is the best opportunity to do it. Rohit Sharma doing well in the IPL might give him the confidence to do well in the World Test Championship final at the Oval. That is one of the conundrums that Indian cricket is facing. Anyway, IPL May 28th, 9 days later, it is going to be a real logistical hassle to ensure that all the Indian players are fit, all the Indian players are firing, and that they put up a great show against Australia. That is the basis upon which Sunil Gavaskar has given that advice. Now, if you look at other cricketing action, Ireland yesterday registered their highest test score, if you look at it, because against Sri Lanka, they put on a superb show with Paul Sterling scoring 103, Andrew Balbirnie with 95. And because of that, Ireland enjoyed their first great day when it came to Test cricket outside of England and Ireland. They did well they were not up to the mark in the first Test at Galle. Here, they have put on a much better show against Sri Lanka. On the other hand, we saw New Zealand and Pakistan. New Zealand staging an epic fight back 2-2. The T20I series ended. Pakistan had won the first two. New Zealand won the third. The fourth was abandoned, and the fifth, a Mark Chapman brilliance saw New Zealand win in a high-scoring encounter. And there were criticisms whether Mohammad Rizwan slowed down in the quest for his milestone. That was one thing which is a big, big debate. Did Rizwan slow down? The verdict is very split on that. See, he got to 98, but then during the process of trying to get to the milestone, he kind of slowed down. And Pakistan were a good 25 runs short, because it was a flat road at Rawalpindi. And remember, Rawalpindi has often not produced good pitches. And that's the reason New Zealand managed to chase down 190 plus. That too in a snap. Mark Chapman take a bow. Fantastic now 104. Not dismissed at all in this T20 series when he came in. And he, along with Jimmy Neesham, ensured that New Zealand ended the series 2-2. Now, when we move on to other sports, and in the Premier League, we have a potentially title deciding contest between Manchester City and Arsenal. This clash will determine where the Premier League is headed, because if Manchester City win, then Arsenal's chances take a big hit. Remember, 38 games, we are just onto the fag end, just about 4 more weeks to go for Premier League action. It is going right down to the wire, and Manchester City will be hoping that they beat Arsenal, because remember, Arsenal have not beaten Manchester City at all in this season. If Arsenal slip up, then Manchester City will ensure that they barge through the door and win the Premier League title yet again. Arsenal's last game, they were 3-1 down 70 minutes, and then they managed to draw it 3-3. This is not good news for Arsenal, who are trying to build momentum into this Premier League tournament. But apart from that, if you look at it from the world of other sports, the wrestlers' agitation is really taking an ugly turn, because the wrestlers have stated that the 7 complainants who filed a complaint against Brij Bhushan Saran Singh for sexual misconduct, they are getting life threats. And the Supreme Court has now stepped in, telling the Delhi police that why has action not been taken on that. So the Supreme Court has now stepped in. The Delhi police will now have to take cognizance of that. And now whether the wrestlers, the 7 complainants, their lives will be guaranteed, that is one huge issue. Because remember, this is the 3rd day of the protests at Jantar Mantar, and the wrestlers are adamant. They are warming up right there at Jantar Mantar for all the trials. They are doing their practice drills. They are now adamant that action should be taken against Brij Bhushan Saran Singh. They are not going to back down from it, with the Supreme Court now telling the Delhi police that action must be taken. Perhaps their weight now is much more, and if you may look at it, their side of the story now gains much more credence at this point in time. Where will this protest now lead to? It's anybody's guess. It's going to be a very touch and go situation at this point in time. Because remember, the entire of the WFI has been dissolved now. And the Delhi police have argued that a clean chit was given by the committee that was examining this, and Brij Bhushan Saran Singh was given a clean chit by the committee. Now, what is going to happen after this, after the Supreme Court decision? That remains to be seen now. So the wrestlers' protest is only going to intensify in the coming days. We hope that justice is served and that the right course of action is taken, because this has gone on for close to 4 months now. The wrestlers' protest started in January, then the oversight committee was formed, and now the culmination of it is this. 7 complainants had filed a complaint against Brij Bhushan Saran Singh in the Connaught Place police station, but not an FIR has been registered. This has resulted in the Supreme Court rapping Delhi police on the knuckles and telling them you have to take action. So now it is going to be a very intense battle. The Delhi police will be taking action. The wrestlers' protest, what's going to happen? We'll be keeping you up to date on that as well. So that is it from this action-packed edition of the Morning Wrap. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live, and don't forget we are on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. And don't forget Kolkata Knight Riders versus Royal Challengers Bangalore. That's the game today. Bye-bye.